Welcome to 60 Seconds. Inspired by the legendary Just a Minute on BBC Radio 4, 60 Seconds is a fast-talking comedy payments game show where the rules are simple. I'm Mike Chambers, and my task today is to channel my inner Nicholas Parsons with a fintech flair and dive into carefully curated topical payment subjects, from faster payments to frictionless checkout and everything in between. We've lined up a fantastic panel of talented, creative, inventive payment nerds for this pilot episode, and it's my privilege to be joined by Simon Lyons, Zhenya Winter, Conning and Neira Jones. As you watch this, please virtually welcome all four of them. And in time-honoured fashion, I'm going to ask my guests to speak on a payments topic for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition or deviation. So let's start with the very first 60-second subject. And Simon, let me invite you to speak for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition or deviation on the subject of the last cheque I wrote. Starting now.
I live in the country, Mike, and up here, unfortunately, we haven't embraced a great deal of what happens in the rest of the country, inside the M25, inside of some of the counties, inside some of the great metropolises, and I buy hay. And I went the other day and asked the chap that sends me, I said, excuse me, do you take cards? And he said, he looked at me with a strange look as well, and I went, do you want some cash? He went, I don't want to do that. I can pay this in on my app. He knew how to do it. He said, do you want a cheque? So last Wednesday, I wrote a cheque for £62 for 2 large round bales of fine Cheshire hay. And that hay was there to be able
Repetition.
Jim, go for it. Repetition. Why, Jim?
He said hey twice.
I'm afraid you did, Simon. But grand start for the first question on 60 seconds. So, Jim, I'm going to hand over to you now to talk for 41 seconds on the last cheque I wrote, starting now.
So the last cheque I wrote was to the Building Society, and it was my last payment on my mortgage. So that was
Can I
5 years ago.
Yeah,
I've
Simon?
still got a mortgage and this is really annoying me.
I've got a new mortgage. 25 years to go.
Sorry, Jim, carry on.
A perfect interjection, Simon. In time-honoured fashion, I'll give you a point for that great interjection. But Jim, I'll give it back to you. You've got 15 seconds left on the last cheque I wrote, starting now.
So when that cheque was paid, we went out, and I ripped up my chequebook, and I have never ever seen that device.
Jim, that was the end of the first minute on the first question of 60 seconds. You were speaking as the sound went, which hopefully you heard.
Yes.
And you get 1 point for holding the microphone at that point. So congratulations. Let's turn to you next, Zhenya. Let's go for a second question. I'd like to invite you, Zhenya, to speak on for 60 seconds without hesitation, without repetition, without deviation on the subject of the pound in my pocket, starting now.
The pound in my pocket. Well, I'm very pleased that it is that currency, because obviously that's doing very well against the US dollar, doing very well against the Swiss franc, and obviously also the euro. So it's going to go further. And that's very important, especially now in times of austerity. So we want to make sure that we're using all the assets that we've got as best as we can. I think when we look at cash as a whole, there's always that question: is it king? Is it not? When I used to live in Camberwell before I moved up to Scotland, I could go through a whole weekend where the only thing I was able to use was cash, whether that was the hairdresser, the takeaway, and even the dentist. So although I work in digital banking, I do believe that cash is still essential.
Hey, okay, Neira, go for it.
Repetition cash. So the pound in my pocket is not strictly speaking there. It is actually in the glove box of my car.
Okay, before you go off, first of all, you get a point for, just remember what you just said. First of all, you get a point for interjecting there on the repetition from Zhenya. You have got, Zhenya, Neira, 3 seconds left to speak about the pound in your pocket.
In the glove box of my car to use in the trolley in the supermarket. And that's the only place I actually use it.
Well done, you're there. You use those 3 seconds incredibly well, Neira. Well done. Thank you. An extra point to you. And I have to say, you are now in the lead with 2 points. So the glory of being in the lead after the second question. Well, look, if I look at the order on my piece of paper, Neira, it's for you to start this next subject. So I'm going to invite you, Neira, to speak for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition, or deviation on the subject of faster than what payments?
Faster than the speed of light payments, and certainly settling extremely rapidly, and not just during weekdays and specific hours, depending on the settlement windows of certain payment schemes.
Yeah.
Settlement.
Stop there, Neira. Zhenya, go for it.
The settlement was repeated there.
Perfect. Well, you're getting into the swing of it now, guys. Well done. So
It is a
that
good
does,
job
It's
that you went
revenge,
face to
Neira.
face.
It's revenge.
that does mean the baton goes to you, Zhenya. You've got 44 seconds to speak about faster than what payments starting now.
Faster than what? Well, it depends really when we talk about speed. Is it instant? Is it faster? Is it well, there's a-
Hesitation.
Hey, Jim. I was waiting. Do I do it myself or does someone else do it? Jim,
Ah,
Sorry,
hesitation.
Zhenya.
Perfect. So let me make sure I give you a point for that, Jim. Just done that. And I'm going to hand the baton to you now, Jim, to speak. You've got 30 seconds left on the clock to speak about, without hesitation, repetition, or deviation, on the subject of faster than what payments?
So faster than what payments is all about perception. So the individual might see it as a faster payment, even if it takes half an hour or 2 hours, or when the bank's SLAs, it's the following close of final close of next day.
is that not hesitation there?
More
Jim,
of a
hold on.
speech
Zhenya, what do
impediment,
we
really,
think,
Zhenya.
guys? Simon, what do we think?
What's that?
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, actually, because I think it was a bit softer a hesitation, Zhenya. I think you've been very harsh there. You've taken this far too much to heart.
I'm very competitive.
Very competitive,
Give you a point
Simon.
for
She's
being so
very,
kind,
very.
but I'm also going to give Zhenya
I'm the
a
only
point.
one without any points.
I'm going to give Zhenya a point as well for calling Jim out. It was great. So I've messed up the timer, so I'm going to make this up now. You've got 5 seconds left to speak without hesitation, repetition, or deviation on the subject of faster than what
Zhenya.
payments.
Faster payments. It really
Hesitation.
depends on whether we. It depends on whether people would rather actually receive the money, and speed necessarily isn't the use case that's required for everything.
Okay, that's the minute, because I messed up the timer. Jim, you tried. It was a good try, but I'm going to give Zhenya the benefit of the doubt for completing that minute.
I think that's a half an hour question, that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we'll come back to it another time, Simon. I don't know.
Yeah,
This is only a final
that
episode,
one would
so-
really, really polarize people. That's a hell of a subject.
Perfect. Right. So it does mean this has gone round now, I think, to Jim. Your turn to start.
Oh my Lord.
And Jim, I'm going to invite you to speak for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition, or deviation on the subject of visiting a bank branch, starting now.
I can't remember the last time I visited a bank branch. Actually, I can. Nationwide in Dundee, when I was getting cash out, back to Zenya's point, about to pay a builder who was looking at who was doing stuff to our house.
Hesitation.
Okay, Jim, stop there. Simon, come in for it.
A bank branch is something that has changed a great deal. I visited one about 3 weeks ago to try and pay a check-in, and it was then that it came to my attention that the role of the traditional bank branch is actually going to change. What we're going to end up with is branches that bank all banks, so they'll be agnostic. We'll have lots and lots and lots of things out there in market, from banking hubs to stores to retail stores, and I hope that I actually never have to visit one. I'd like to apologise for all those people investing money in it as well, but I think I can do most things digitally. And at that point, I'm running out of words to say, and will somebody shout hesitation?
Hesitation.
Okay, no, Simon, you're going to get really annoyed left because there's 1 second left on the clock.
Good timing.
You also got the lots and lots in as well, so somebody could have called you on lots, but you were called out for something else. Then what did you call Simon out for?
Well, there were various different things, but he was obviously hesitating. He said he'd run out of things to say, which is obviously a hesitation. But he also repeated stores a couple of times as well, but I wasn't fast enough. And I was
I'm not made
interested.
out of stone, you know, Zhenya. I cry.
Well, I was interested in what you were saying. You had me hypnotized.
So on that basis, Zhenya, you do get the point. But to annoy Simon particularly, it's 1 second left on the clock to speak around visiting a bank branch.
Well, do you want me to speak for 1 second?
Well, that's gone.
Well done.
So, unless somebody wants to challenge you, you get that point.
Okay, great.
Right, let's go. Neira, this is your turn. I may have got the order of this wrong, so if I have, well, you know, we all make mistakes. Nicholas Parsons, if you listen to this, made mistakes every week and got away with it. So the odd mistake for me, hopefully, I can get away with. So Neira, let me invite you this time to speak for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition or deviation on the subject of paying my bills, starting now.
Paying my bills is a pain, and using direct debit is actually quite straightforward, but increasingly I do wish more people were using alternative methods such as variable recurring payments, which are far much cheaper for those that use them and are much more in control. But direct debit is still there.
Well, I
Repetition.
Twice. Jump at that. Zhenya, go for it. Why have you challenged?
Direct debit was repeated twice.
It was. It's a great product, though, isn't it? So
It is a great product.
So good they named it twice, double D.
I'm also very biased, but
Me too.
So, Zhenya, you interrupted, so the baton or the microphone does going to you. It's paying my bills. You've got 33 seconds left on the clock, starting now.
Paying my bills is a problem for a lot of people, particularly those that are slightly elderly. My father, for example, refuses to use any form of digital banking. He does rely very much on checks still, and then he forgets that his book is out of date, and then payments are refused. So paying bills is a big deal, and something that needs
Repetition.
to be...
Hey, right, okay, hang on there. Jim, what was the repetition?
So bills twice. Bills paying my bills.
It's in the title. It's in the title.
Do you know what? Well done. I was just about to say, Jim, you've got a point, but your point has been stolen by Neira calling it out, saying it's in the title. So well done.
But you can start with the title. You can't use it as a title.
Yeah, you can. You can use the word.
You did say payment twice.
Oh. Okay. I think should we give you that, Simon? Which does mean the microphone comes to you. It's a little bit of justice for the last time because there's 3 seconds on the clock this time. So Simon, you've got 3 seconds to start talking about paying my bills, starting now.
I want to pay my bills when I want, not when I'm told to. I don't want a schedule that's defined to me. I want to choose.
You're there. Simon, you were speaking when the buzzer, something went. So you get a point for that. Well done. So far, Zenya's in the lead with 6 points. Simon is just behind that, and I think on the programme they don't give the points, so just give the order. And in joint third place is Jim and Neira. So we're getting there. Well done. So who should we pick on this time? I've lost count of my order, so I'm going to guess and start with Simon. Simon, this could be a good subject for you. I'm going to ask you to speak for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition or deviation on the subject of playing whack-a-mole with the fraudsters, starting now.
Fraud is a subject very, very close to my heart. It's something that causes me sleepless nights, consternation, upset and distress that I watch people that fall for things that they should never fall for many, many times.
Hesitation.
It was actually repetition because I said many, but I didn't know that was in context in the statement. But that's a shame. I would have enjoyed that one. But Neira, I've never seen anybody that happy since I gave my kids their Christmas presents.
Well, Simon, you might get the thing back, the mic back, but let's reward Neira's happiness and joy with giving her the microphone for what we got 44 seconds left on the subject of playing whack-a-mole with the fraudsters, starting now.
Playing whack-a-mole with the fraudsters is a modern problem in our lives. With all the new technology that we all use for our own good purposes, such as operational efficiency and customer experience, we now have fraudsters that use technology to commit fraud with the advent of artificial intelligence for the purpose of benefiting the humankind.
Repetition.
Hey, Neira, hang in there, Simon.
Repetition, benefiting.
One was with an English accent and one was a French accent. So do we let Neira? No, it's definitely repetition. We give that to you, Simon.
No, absolutely not.
Simon, you wanted the subject back, subject close to your heart. You have got 13 seconds left on playing whack-a-mole with the fraudsters, starting now.
The worst mistake the industry makes about fraud is thinking there is one overriding solution that will fix everything. We have to do lots of different things at many, many different times.
Many.
Did it again?
Zhenya, what was it?
Many.
And
Repetition.
things as well.
So Zenya's won it with many, but Neira, what was the other one?
Things.
Terrible. Simon, okay, your favourite subject, so we're giving it away. But we're going back to Zhenya with 2 seconds on the clock. Playing whack-a-mole with the fraudsters, starting now.
We've seen a great deal of progress with initiatives like
You're there.
confirmation fee.
Well, now you can stop. Well done. So you get the point. There's one person running away with the scores now, and they're in a blue jacket. So if you're not wearing a blue jacket, we need to think about this now. I can't remember who we have and haven't started with, so I'm going to guess and go with Jim. Jim, it's your turn to start on a subject to speak for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition or deviation on the subject of my favourite payment acronym, starting now.
My favourite payment acronym, I can't even say it.
Hesitation.
It's a harsh one, Jim, but I think Zenya's right. So
I think she is.
Zhenya, you've got no morals, have you, when it comes to this kind of stuff? The bloke couldn't get the word out, and you're on him like a pack of dogs.
There's no, and Annie used to work for my company as well, so there's absolutely no loyalty there whatsoever.
Twice we were colleagues.
Yeah, Jim, there seems to be some animosity there, Jim, historically for me, that's making effect in this decision.
I think somebody's out to score some points there, Simon, I think. So, Zhenya, with that harsh but very valid interjection, we give the mic to you. You've got 49 seconds left to talk about my favourite payment acronym.
My favourite payment acronym is voice.
Hesitation.
Look, revenge is sweet, Jim. Well done. I'll add the points on and give you the microphone. You've got 42 seconds left to speak without hesitation, repetition or deviation on the subject of my favourite payment acronym, starting now.
So my favourite payment acronym, I got it right that time, is BACS. BACS has been around from...
Hey, Jim, hang in there, Neira. What's the challenge?
Backed. Twice.
Yes,
Did
you
we should
did.
let him get away
I'm
with
sorry,
it?
as much as we love it.
I was going to say, because it's so cool, we could let him get away with it, shouldn't we? But no, we won't. No, Neira, well done. Point goes to you. 31 seconds left on the clock, and I'm going to give you the subject back to you of my favourite payment acronym, starting now.
My favourite payment acronym is 3DS, for 3D Secure. Started as verified by Visa in 2001 when it was...
Sorry.
Hang on a minute. Zhenya, what's the challenge?
She said 3D twice.
Well, 3DS, 3D Secure. I explained what the acronym. I didn't say 3DS twice.
But you did say 3D twice.
She said 3D twice.
Oh, what a hard one to call out. I'm upset somebody. I'm going to give Neira the benefit of the doubt. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
Favoritism.
I'll pass it back to you, Neira, with no hesitation, no repetition, particularly about 3D or deviation, on my favourite payment acronym, starting now.
And this technology started by being incarnated by Visa as verified by Visa, which is a trademark and not a repetition.
I mean, it's allowed.
It was a very clunky product.
Hang in there, Neira, hang in there. Zhenya, what's the challenge?
Well, she said Visa twice, and You know, I think that counts. You gave her the benefit of the doubt before, but I think twice.
It's a
in a
product
row.
of a
It's
it's a product
verified
and a
by
company, though. To be fair,
verified dash by dash visa. It's not visa on its
It's
own.
the same word, though. It's the same word.
I think the will of the room is it was a repetition of Visa. So we're going to go
So
for
unfair.
if Neira goes offline now on Brains Broadband, we know it's because we pushed the leave button. Um, so I can't remember. Zhenya, was it you that challenged
Yes, it was me.
It
It was
you.
Zhenya.
There are 8 seconds left. Just 8 seconds to speak about my favourite payment acronym.
My favourite payment acronym is verification of payee, which is part of the SEPA Inst mandate. It's also a similar product to confirmation of payee in the
You're
UK.
there. You're there. Well done. You were speaking as the minute finished about verification of payee, big subject for SEPA and across Europe, and confirmation of payee here in the UK, which has a big connection with some of Simon's history as well. So, we are making good progress on the questions, and I am going to try and remember who I haven't asked to start for ages. I'm going to pick on Jim, probably unfairly.
Again, fine.
Jim, let me invite you to speak for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition, or deviation on the subject of payment friction, starting now.
I have. Oh no!
Oh,
I'm going to pass.
hesitation!
I'm going to pass.
Hesitation.
Zhenya, you were just in there first. What was well, I don't think I need to ask, to be honest, but what was the hesitation?
Well,
All of it at the beginning.
Yeah, he took
Cool,
age.
right. Zhenya, 56 seconds. Payment friction, starting now.
Payment friction is a big deal, particularly within cross-border payments. We see a lot of reasons for that, from false positives, from issues to do with sanction screening. But the real driver is towards reaching the G20 targets for 2027, which will improve cross-border payments and reduce
Cross-border
Zhenya, hang in there.
repetition.
Neira, go for it. What was it?
Cross-border.
Fantastic. Well done. On the ball as ever.
Who'd have thought that the ladies in our group would be the most competitive?
Do people not know me?
Your reputation goes before you, Zhenya, yeah. Right, Neira, 25 seconds left on the clock to speak without hesitation, repetition, deviation on the subject of payment friction.
Payment friction is a very big problem, which is undoubtedly slightly disappearing over time due to consumer expectation of fantastic and seamless experiences.
Experience twice.
Wow.
Experience used twice.
I think Zenya's been practicing in the background. Which is the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
On, Neira.
I think I've met the most competitive person I've ever met in my life.
I know.
Simon, yeah, it's very true. Glad we're not in the room together because it could have got a bit nasty. So there are 7 seconds left on the clock. Zhenya, to talk about payment friction, starting now.
Friction has a bad Friction has a reputation
Hesitation.
for being.
Jim, you went in for hesitation. Do we agree, guys, it was hesitation? There's lots of thumbs up there. Simon, Zhenya would probably kick you under the table if we're in the same room. You've got 1 second
Jim,
left to talk about
It's
payment
Jim,
friction,
which, yeah.
starting now.
Payment friction.
You're there. Well
Well
done.
done, Jim.
I've lost
And I didn't knew bugger all about that.
probably the best way, really.
Probably.
I haven't got a clue who has started more times than anyone else, so this is completely random. Simon, I'm going to pick on you this time. We've got to invite you for 60 seconds on to talk about a subject without hesitation, repetition, or deviation, and the subject is spending a penny. Starting now.
A penny is a very, very small denomination of a currency which can be interpreted in multiple different ways. One is to buy something in a store, maybe, put it in a bank, deposit it maybe somewhere.
Maybe twice.
Maybe twice.
Jim, that was a valiant effort, but Zhenya got in there just before you. So
There's no surprise with that, Mike.
It's like the velociraptors in Jurassic Park.
So, Zhenya, I'm going to give this subject to you, but I think the other panelists are out to get you at this point. So be
I think
very,
they are
very
too.
careful. Speaking without hesitation, repetition or deviation. 47 seconds left on the clock for on the subject of spending a penny. Starting now.
Spending a penny, well, it all comes down to what's happening in the current climate at the moment, particularly with austerity. I think that pennies, pounds, currency, let's talk about cross-border payments. Why not? So I think when we think about that currency, we're also
Currency
looking
twice, repetition.
Well done, Jim. Straight in there with a repetition on currency. Let me make sure I give you the point. You've got a bit longer this time, 28 seconds to speak without hesitation, repetition or deviation on the subject of spending a penny, starting now.
So we've talked about spending a penny in currency terms, but we can use it in different ways as well. Us old folk used to say spending a penny when we went to the loos. If you remember, we used to use a penny to drop it into the door and turn it, and that
Hesitation.
would let it.
Jim, hang in there. Simon, go for it.
The
What was
penny
it?
being dropped.
What was the challenge?
Hesitation.
You're there, right?
Yeah.
6 seconds, Simon, on the
How
clock.
many? 8
Six.
seconds.
6
6 seconds.
on the clock. Spending a penny, starting now.
The penny that got dropped in the door when you used the bathroom was actually taken out when we changed from decimalisation from old currency to decimalisation.
Fantastic.
Because I've got one here.
Well, he said decimalisation twice just before the buzzer, actually.
Too late. I got the point.
Okay.
You've got enough.
Whether or
You've
not
got enough.
it's too late, you get a point for the reaction that you just did.
What's Christmas like in your house? I got better than that.
Very good, guys. We've got to the last question now. In this pilot episode of 60 Seconds, Neira, I'm going to ask you to start with this.
Oh dear.
And I'm going to ask you to speak for 60 seconds without all those things that you might be challenged on. And the subject is why I love free in credit banking. Starting now.
Why I love free in credit banking is rapidly disappearing. I have got a business bank account with Santander, who have recently announced that they were going to charge fees when they promised that we would have free access for life, which is of course no longer the case. In credit banking,
Banking. Is it banking repeated twice?
in credit banking's in the title.
It's in the title. Sorry about that, but Neira does get the point there for that extra challenge.
Do you get a point taken off if you make an unfair challenge? Just trying to get Zenya's points down a bit as she's running away with it.
Simon, that is an act of desperation to get.
It is. It is.
No, you don't. Neira, back to you. 31 seconds. Why I love free in credit banking. Starting now.
I would love it, but as I said earlier, it is rapidly disappearing. It is also
That is
overshadowed.
She
Hang on a
did say
minute, Neira.
disappearing. She said disappearing at the beginning, and she's repeated disappearing after she came back on.
Yeah, it's both sides of the question, both sides of your time if you get the mic back. So, yeah, point to you, Zhenya. And we have 20 seconds left on the clock. Zhenya, why I love free in credit banking, starting now.
I don't really know a great deal about it. I tend to focus more on payments modernization. So looking particularly at transaction management, orchestration, messaging, connectivity. But I think that if we look at alternative types of payments, then I think there's plenty out there to choose from. So if what Neira says is correct, and they're getting rid of it.
Zhenya, that's the end of it. You get a point there for speaking in the minute. I'm surprised someone didn't get you for deviation there. That had zero to do with it.
Oh, deviation.
I did.
But, well done. Look, guys, that's the end of the questions. It's the end of the show. I want to thank you for being so up for joining today, for agreeing to have a laugh on a Friday afternoon, for making mistakes in front of your peers and eventually on a video that goes out. So thank you so much for joining me. I need to reveal the results. scores is a bit arbitrary, but in joint third place was Neira and Jim. In second place was Simon, which leaves first place with Zhenya. So
Recount.
And then at the end, I actually showed my ignorance, so I don't think it was worth the win because I couldn't answer the question. So
I thought
reputational damage.
tactically it was a perfect move.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Interrupt with 20 seconds to go. Genius.
Yeah.
So who wants to come and stay with me in Scotland then?
Not if we're playing Trivial Pursuit, because it'll finish up with fisticuffs.
Any form of competition. Look, as we close out this pilot episode, we are indebted to Ian Messiter, to Nicholas Parsons for the original show concept. For everybody listening and watching this, thank you for being part of this pilot edition of 60 Seconds. Who knows? We might be back with another episode soon. But for now, goodbye.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
That was
weekend.
great. Enjoyed that. Cheers, Mike. Cheers, everybody. Bye.